Hello and welcome to 100% Chelsea. As you can see, there is no Louis, no Dan, no Eunice today, so I am leading it for the first time. There will be two streams up tonight. This is the first one where it will be transfer rumours at 10, which is the normal time. We will be also streaming about our Arsenal preview. So I've got three guests here today. Oren, who was on yesterday, I'm going to start with you. Say hello, mate.
Hi guys, how's it going?
And we've also got Freddie, who is another Chelsea fan. He's just waving there. And Derek, who isn't a Chelsea fan, but he's going to try and give a neutral opinion, which is always good to have with transfer rumours. Derek, say hello.
Hello.
So, first rumour, as you can tell by the title, Thiago Silva, 31 years of age, getting on a little bit. Obviously, was in the team of the year for FIFA this year. Had a good year, has been an exceptional centre-back for both club and country. Whether or not this will happen, apparently Chelsea are currently in talk with his agent. Obviously, it's not a rumour for January because we do have PSG coming up in March. So it would be stupid of them to let go of their captain with a month spare before the big game. But if this does happen in the summer, it would be massive. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does want to move his career into the Premier League. A lot of footballers do want to play in various leagues. But his contract at PSG is massive. And with the form Chelsea are in, it may not be likely for such a top player. Or I'm going to start with you. What is your opinion on this?
I think Thiago Silva would be a good signing, but at 31 years of age, it could be a risk paying so much money for him at this stage of his career. But in saying that, he did get into the 2015 Team of the Year, and he put in a stellar performance in the recent World Cup. But I just don't think PSG will let him go. As in, they have this project model, and him and Ibra are just the main part of this project. And if they let him go, I think that could be detrimental to PSG and their ambition to win the Champions League.
Definitely agree. Derek, you're the neutral here. Obviously, you're going to have no sort of hope for this. Obviously, you're not going to be like, we are still a top side or this could happen. What do you think on this, looking at it from a different point of view to a lot of us?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Owen because he says that PSG have this like model thing to win the Champions League, of course. Also, with bringing Thiago Silva in, what does that do to John Terry? Because I know he keeps on signing one-year contracts. You can't take out Cahill because he's still got a future at Chelsea, and Zuma's obviously young. What does that do for them three? Like bringing in Thiago Silva. Obviously, there's defensive problems. Ivanovic signing a new one-year contract, I think, and obviously Aspilicueta. I'm not sure what that would do to that back four. It will change it all up, and I don't know how that would work for Chelsea.
Yeah, I think it's seen as a short-term substitute for when John Terry does retire. Obviously, as you said, I don't think it will necessarily move Terry out completely, but it's going to let him sort of driftly fade out of that starting 11 that he is more or less in every single week. Obviously, Zuma is coming in. As you said, Cahill does have a future, but I don't think Chelsea are looking at it as the fact that Cahill is going to be in that starting lineup for a long time. I mean, they've shifted Zuma in quite a lot this season. I think they do see that he is going to be a top centre-back for us for quite a while. I think Thiago Silva may just be there to sort of help Terry in sort of his last few seasons, and obviously he is still, as I said, a quality centre-back. Freddie, sorry, what's your opinion on this?
I think that Thiago Silva, he's 31 now. He's such a good centre-back and he was in the Team of the Year, but I think we should carry on chasing John Stones because he's so good and he's young. And him and Zuma, you've seen Zuma's tackles against Palace, United, that he's just exceptional. So, I don't know, having him would be amazing, but PSG would lose such a big part of the team if they sold him.
Yeah, definitely. This transfer does seem unlikely. Anyway, on to the next one. Oren, would you like to let us know what the next rumour is? And also, could you let the audience know your age? I know we got quite a lot of comments yesterday, and there are quite a few comments now.
Hi, our next topic is Massimiliano Allegri coming to Stamford Bridge during the summer. He's had success at Milan and Juve, winning 2 Serie A's, and he's also got Juventus to the Champions League final last year, only to be beaten by the brilliance of Barcelona. In my opinion, I think he'll be a good fit to the Premier League. He's only managed inside Serie A, but I think I think he can bring something new to the Premier League. He's a serial winner, and I just think that'll help us in the long run because he has the connections at Milan and Juve that would be able to bring in some top quality players. And also, I'm 16.
Thank you, Oren. Derek, what's your opinion on Massimiliano Allegri? Obviously, as I've said, he has never actually managed outside of the Serie A, so this will be a massive jump for him. Obviously, it's something that he's never done. He did manage AC Milan. He's currently managing Juve. He's got them to a European Cup final as well, multiple league titles. Do you think this could be the right move for Chelsea?
To be the right move for Chelsea, I'm not sure, because you see a lot of European managers, they dominate outside the Premier League. They come into the Premier League and find it really difficult to jump in and win the Premier League the first time. You see Jurgen Klopp, he hasn't got the players that he wants to play with, if you understand what I mean. So it's really difficult for all of them, all the European managers, especially not even playing anywhere else apart from Italy. The Italian league is so much different, the pace is different, the strength of players is different. Teams like Juve could easily go and beat lower league teams in Serie A. But if you look at the Premier League, any team can go and beat any team. So he has to keep the players fit. He has to bring in the players that he wants in. And obviously he did brilliantly to bring in. He obviously did brilliantly to take Juve to the final last year. Obviously beating Madrid in the semis. And he's done brilliantly to rotate all them players in midfield. With last season they had Pirlo, Vidal, Pogba, all just to keep him in midfield and all keep him playing all the way. So he could be a really good fit. But at the same time, it could fail miserably.
Yeah, definitely. Freddie, what's your opinion on this, mate?
No, I'm not doing it.
I think Allegri comes to the Premier League because he's stuck in the Serie A, and there's such big differences. Everyone says the Premier League's the best league in the world, and you think you look at the team of the year and it's all La Liga. So obviously he's a good manager. He's led teams to trophies and everything, but I don't think he'd be that good in the Premier League.
Yeah, completely agree. Oren, what's the next rumour? I know it's another managerial rumour. Is it Ronald Koeman? Are we moving on to that?
Yeah, we're moving on to Ronald Koeman, who's come out and said he has wanted to manage Chelsea, and he hopes Gus Hiddink puts in a word for him. In my opinion, I do not think Koeman would be best suited to Chelsea. He does have a good track record at Southampton, but I just don't think he would be up to the standard that the club should be at, or the standard the club want to be at next season.
Yeah, definitely. Derek, anything you'd like to say on that?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Owen, because he obviously did really well with Southampton last season, but then this season you've seen they're not doing too well. And obviously at standards of Chelsea, they need to bring in someone now who could brilliantly take them back to where they're meant to be. So not really.
Yeah, obviously Koeman is a good manager, but I'm going to read some comments here. The_Blues BPL says we won't get Guardiola. I completely agree with you there. Obviously, it is more or less imminent that he is going to go City. However, I'm just going to try and find it here. He also said that the best hope is Simeone. Personally, I disagree with this. I think it will be unlikely to get a manager of his quality after the season that Chelsea have had. However, with the fact that Atletico Madrid do now have this transfer ban, he may be looking to get out just for the reason that he might, I don't know, want to make transfers, want to maybe do something different. It is going to be a tough year for him trying to compete with the top sides without managing to sort of buy any more top players in the summer. Derek, do you think it's likely that Simeone could come to Chelsea?
No, I don't think it's likely. Obviously, he said they've got that ban, but he would want to prove how good of a manager he is if they can do well in the Champions League with that ban, if they can compete still for La Liga with that ban. And obviously, Barcelona have that banned off, so they can only go and strengthen their squad. But I think he's got a good set of players, Simeone, and I think he's settled and he likes how he's playing. He's got his team playing at Atletico, so I don't see it happening.
Yeah, as I said, personally, I think this is unlikely as well. Freddie, have you got anything you'd like to say on that?
Yeah, it's the same thing I said with Allegri. He doesn't have any experience in the Premier League, whereas Ronald Koeman does. But I don't think he'd be able to take Chelsea to winning trophies. It's something about him. I just don't think he has the end product with the team to win trophies.
Yeah, that's fair enough. What's next on the transfer transfer list, Oren. And I'm just going to say quickly, I know it may not seem like we've got a lot. Obviously, as we are doing this every day, it does become difficult to find new rumours. We could carry on talking about Lavezzi or anyone like that, but let us know in the comments any new rumours that there are that we could talk about.
I'd like to put a Ramirez in. Reports are saying that we will need to. Ramirez looks like he could be leaving Chelsea to fund money for more new players. Clubs that are linked with them are PSG and Bayern Munich. As Carlo Ancelotti is coming into Bayern Munich, I feel like it is more likely he'll be going there, as Ramirez has played under Carlo Ancelotti before. The fee, I'm not sure, because I haven't found anywhere where the fee is explicitly told. But I would say the fee would probably be around 15-20 million pounds.
Yeah, obviously Ramirez is a quality player, there's no doubt in that, but he doesn't get a lot of game time at Chelsea, so he wouldn't necessarily be a big loss for our team. However, the problem is, giving him to a big European side is sort of going to affect us in some way. Obviously, we could get these teams in the Champions League. He is still a pivotal player. I don't understand why he doesn't get more game time. I think this season he does deserve it. He's not necessarily been amazing, but he has been a lot better than some of the central defensive midfielders that we have been playing. Derek, what do you think of Ramirez? And do you think for 15 to 20 million this is a stupid transfer, or do you think it's money well earned?
I'm kind of in the middle because Ramirez is really versatile in the squad because he can play out wide because he's really quick. He can play holding. He can play just. He's not the best there, but he can play just behind the striker. He can play anywhere really. He can play anywhere. Also, I think like him going to. I wouldn't see him going to Bayern because I don't think he'll get any game time at all because they're too strong in midfield. If anywhere, I can see him going to PSG to get to funds maybe for Lavezzi. Obviously, PSG, if they, as Owen said already, they want to build this like model squad for one push for the Champions League. I think the addition for Ramirez for that team could be decent, so it might be happening. I don't know.
Completely agree. Obviously, yeah, it wouldn't be a massive loss for us, but he is a very, very versatile player, and he is realistically what every team needs on their bench. Someone who can come on, play out wide, can come on and play defensively, attackingly. He is a very good player, and I do believe he should get more game time. I'm going to go on to reading comments now and sort of give them to some of you. So, we've got some comments here. Junior Kondo, promote the youth. Obviously, this is something that we go on about every single stream, so I'm not going to go over that too long, but yeah, we all completely agree with you. This is something that Chelsea needs to do. Our youth team is incredible. They've won European Cups, FA Cup, leagues, and I mean, they deserve it more than anything. They've been absolutely quality, and why they're not getting in there, I do not understand. Next comment is from Soccer Glee, who says, Igalo and Scott Dan. Derek, I'm going to give this to you. Igalo has had a quality season, has been scoring goals for fun at Watford. Scott Dan is, again, a very good player. Do you think these are likely? They are lower profile players that we could potentially nick due to the size of this club. So I think these are realistic transfer rumours, but do you think they are the right transfer rumours? I'm
not sure, because I know Scott Dan's getting on a bit, and he reminds me of a lot of John Terry because he's not just like the fastest, but he's big, he's good tackle, he's committed, and he's kind of a captain. He's kind of a captain, just like John Terry. Garlo, obviously, he's got about 15 Premier League goals this season. He's on fire, and he's a great finisher. Maybe sometimes when Costa's not being as good as he should have been, like earlier on in the season, Garlo's been class all the way this season. And a lot of people were saying Watford will struggle, and Garlo can only score goals in Championship. He's proven it. They can score goals in the Prem. And he's scoring good goals as well. They're not all just flukes. The goals have been created well, and he's been taking them well as well.
Completely agree. Oren, what do you think of these transfers? Do you think that they're high profile enough for a team that realistically should be playing Champions League football and will hopefully be playing Champions League football after next season, after we get out of this bad period as such? Do you think they could maybe get us back to European football, or do you think they're just going to keep us at this mid-table, mediocre side that we currently are?
Maybe not Scott Dan, but I think Gallo has a lot of potential. As in, he's grown a lot throughout the season. Like Derek said, he's scored 15 goals this year, and it hasn't just been against your Aston Villas. It's been against, he's got one against Liverpool, Everton, and Newcastle. And just, I think he's played in the lower leagues, and he's made the jump from the Premier League to the Championship, which is massively hard to do that, as we've seen in the past. So I do think Gallo would be a good buy, but I don't think he'd be a good buy in the long term.
Definitely more on youth players. I'm seeing a lot of comments about Ruben, and one big one that I did want to say is from, if I can just find his name. Nope, I can't find his name, but he said that we should get Bertrand back. Obviously, he is a class fullback, and he has showed that. Why we even sold him in the first place, I don't understand. We got a decent amount of money for him, but we knew that we were selling a top English fullback. Whether or not we'll buy him back, I don't know. I don't think we're sort of in any need to after signing Ivanovic for a new sort of 1-year contract. But yeah, I definitely think that's a big problem. Another one here, Carlos Bacca to Chelsea. Derek, can you talk about Carlos Bacca, and then we'll go on to Freddie for the next rumour.
Yeah, Carlos Bacca. Last season, I think last season at Sevilla, he was class. Like Europa League, he did really well in the La Liga, scored lots of goals. This season, the hype hasn't been around him. I haven't heard too much of him, so I think he might have been a one season wonder. So I don't think to Chelsea, I don't think he'll be like the right buy. I think someone bigger, like the club should get.
Yeah, next transfer rumour. This is going to be the last one, and this is all yours, Freddie. Anton Griezmann. Will it happen? Yes, no. The only problem is, obviously, Atletico Madrid do now have a transfer ban, which means that they're going to be very unlikely to offload any players, considering they cannot buy any back. So, do you think this could be likely? Obviously, Atletico Madrid are having a good season, but he is a quality player. And if we can get someone of his calibre, he could definitely, in my opinion, without doubt, get us back to European football.
Yeah, as I said before, all the best players in the world are from La Liga, but everyone says Premier League's the best league in the world. But you can see Atletico Madrid are right at the top of La Liga with Real Madrid and Barcelona, where all the good players are coming from. And he's scoring, he's assisting, he's unbelievable, and I'd love him at Chelsea. But it's not really a yes or no, it's a we want him. It's want. It's not maybe, it's want. We want Griezmann.
Yep, that comment is from Isaac Taylor, so thank you for that. That's all the transfers done, so we are now going to do shout-outs. I know there's a little bit of lag, so I'll just wait for your comments. We'll do shout-outs very quickly. I'm going to read them out, no more than sort of 1 minute on them, and then we'll sort of just end the show, really. We'll be back on at 10, though, for our Arsenal versus Chelsea preview that should be very in-depth. Sorry this hasn't been all that in-depth. It's mainly for the fact that, obviously, we do this every day, so there's not many new transfers. Anyway, Soccer Glee. Follow him at Chelsea D Journal. Joshua Apadu, shout out to his Instagram, which is j.apadu1. Any more here? We're just waiting for them to come through. Stanley Ubaka, shout out to him. Connor Mason, Instagram, Connor Mason _. Shout out to Crammer Boy, _Blues BPL. Shout out his YouTube, check that out. Does some good quality stuff on there. Gonna do 3 or 4 more, and then we'll end this show. Just waiting. Toby Lynch, shout out. Hassan Ali, shout out to him. We'll do 1 more, and then we'll end it up. Junior Conda, here we go. JRCam.2001 on Instagram. Follow him. Anyway, that is the end of the shout outs now. Guys, have you got anything else you'd like to say before we wrap this up, Oren?
Yes, another transfer. It's not a rumour linking us with him, but Mario Götze has not been getting in the Bayern team. Yes, he's been injured, but I think he'd be a great buy for Chelsea and a great introduction to the Premier League.
That is a very, very good point. We will briefly go on about him. Obviously, Mario Götze hasn't been getting in the team. Don't understand why. First stage last season, he was absolutely quality, and I do think he's an amazing player. Obviously, scored the winner in the World Cup. Getting a player of his calibre would be incredible. Someone that has has played European football, has played in big games. Obviously, scoring in the World Cup final isn't something that's easy to do. Shows a lot of composure, turns up to big games. I don't know how much he would be. I presume in the region of 20 to 30 million. I feel like Bayern Munich would want to get back as much money as they can for how much they bought him for. But yeah, we need another efficient midfielder, and someone like Götze would be absolutely quality. So we're going to do shout-outs for you guys. Oren, would you like to shout out your Twitter quickly?
Yeah, my Twitter is Tully_Oren.
Yep, definitely go follow him. He does deserve more followers. Very, 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 very good guy. Top fella. Freddie, anything you'd like to say? Shout-outs?
Not really. I have Twitter, but I actually don't put anything. I just use it to read stuff. So.
Yeah. Don't follow Freddie's Twitter. Quick shout out to Lawrence as well, because he'll probably moan if we didn't do this. And Derek, have you got anything that the guys should go and follow? For you guys that don't know, actually, Derek is my left-hand man, my partner in crime. You guys know I have a YouTube channel called The 12th Man. Derek is one of the other 3 guys on the channel. So, yeah, I'm sure he wants to shout out that. Derek, anything else, any Twitter or anything you'd like to say?
Oliver 12th Man YT. There you go.
Yeah, we did recently have a tweet that done very well, thanks to Derek. But yeah, as always, check out The 12th Man. Link will be in the description. YouTube channel that both me and Derek run, football-based stuff, very neutral channel. Vlogs, sort of FIFA videos, anything like that. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. If you can, check it out. We recently got past 500 subs, so if you can keep that going, that would be absolutely amazing. But nevertheless, thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you did enjoy. Love seeing comments. I personally read and try and react to every comment that I do see. So please leave comments. They're great to see. This has been 100% Chelsea. Thank you to all of you guys for joining in. Thank you to you guys for watching. Goodbye.